There will come a moment in your life when everything feels meaningless. Not dramatic, not chaotic, just empty.
You wake up, you go through the motions, you smile when required, but inside there is nothing.
And no one notices. This is the crisis no one talks about. Not failure, not heartbreak, but the quiet loss of meaning.
You start questioning everything. Why am I doing this job? Why does this life feel so repetitive? Why do I feel disconnected even when surrounded by people?
This isn't weakness. This is awareness. And most people never reach this stage. Over 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor faced the same emptiness. Marcus Aurelius. Despite power, despite wealth, despite ruling the known world, he still wrote about feeling lost. And he discovered something powerful. Meaning is not given to you. It is created by you. You are not here to be entertained. You are here to build something within yourself. Strength, discipline, clarity. Modern life has made you comfortable, but weak. Distracted, but empty. You consume more than you create. You compare more than you act. And slowly, you lose yourself. Seneca warned about this long ago. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. You are not tired because life is hard. You are tired because your mind is overloaded. But here's the truth. This feeling, this emptiness, it's not your enemy. It's your signal. A signal that something needs to change. Not your job, not your city, but you. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Start small. Wake up earlier. Control your habits. Build discipline. Not because you feel motivated, but because it's necessary. Meaning returns when you take responsibility, when you stop blaming the world and start shaping yourself.
You don't need a perfect life. You need a purposeful one. Even suffering becomes bearable when it has meaning.
There is a dangerous illusion that quietly destroys people's lives. The illusion that you have time. You tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow. I'll fix my life later. I still have time." But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And one day, you wake up and realize nothing changed. Seneca wrote something brutally honest. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it.
Time is not just passing, it is being spent. Every hour you scroll, every moment you delay, you are trading your life for comfort.
Comfort feels safe, but it is slowly destroying you, not all at once, but day by day.
You avoid discomfort. You avoid risk. You avoid growth. And in doing so, you avoid becoming who you were meant to be.
Epictetus warned, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish." Growth requires discomfort. It requires failure, embarrassment, struggle. But that is the price of transformation. The life you want is on the other side of everything you avoid. Your life does not change until your identity changes. Not your goals, not your plans, your identity. Right now, you are acting based on who you believe you are. If you believe you are lazy, you will act lazy. If you believe you are weak, you will avoid challenges.
But the moment you decide, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am in control, everything begins to shift.
Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your thoughts shape your identity. Your identity shapes your actions, and your actions shape your life.
You say you want a better life, but your habits say otherwise.
Endless scrolling, constant entertainment, temporary pleasure. These are not rewards. They are distractions.
They keep you busy, but not productive. Occupied, but not fulfilled. Ask yourself honestly, how many hours have you lost to things that don't matter?
If you want clarity, you must remove the noise. Silence your environment. Control your inputs. Because a distracted mind cannot build a meaningful life.
Most people think discipline is restrictive, but in reality, discipline is freedom. When you control your habits, you control your future. When you control your mind, you control your life.
Without discipline, you are a slave to your emotions, to comfort, to distraction, to weakness.
But with discipline, you become unstoppable.
You don't negotiate with your feelings. You don't wait for motivation. You act because it must be done.
Change does not happen loudly. It happens in silence.
No applause, no recognition. Just you doing the work every day. Waking up earlier, working harder, thinking clearer.
At first, nothing seems to change. But slowly, your mind becomes stronger. Your habits become sharper. Your life becomes different. And one day, you look at yourself and you don't recognize who you used to be. And this is where everything changes. So if you feel lost right now, good, because this is where most people give up. But this is where you begin. One day, you will look back at this moment and realize this wasn't the end. This was your awakening.